I tell you, I was in bed with the wife the other night, you know. She said to me, she said, "You love me?" I said, "What do you think I'm doing? Press-ups." She said, "I'm going to have an orgasm." I said, "You're having sod holes in a pipe for the fridge." So I went to the vets. I said, "I can't decide whether to give my dog a tin of food or a bone." He said, "Well, what's his name?" I said, "Knick-knack paddywhack." She's got eyebrows that meet in the middle of her back. She's got something wrong with the left eye. The right one keeps looking at it. I didn't know she had a glass eye till it came out during conversation, you know. I tell you, our kid, he's a bit of a knobhead, you know what I mean? He went for a job at Peter Stringfellow's nightclub, and Peter Stringfellow said to me, he said, "Have you filled in the questionnaire?" So our kid went outside and battered the doorman, you know what I mean? He's a tosser, you know what I mean? Me dad wanted me to be a boxer, you know what I mean? But at my first fight I got disqualified for using my head. I didn't turn up a footballs to that, you know what I mean? Hey, guess what happened to me the other day? I won a year's supply of Marmite. 1 jar. So I went to the doctor. I said, "I can't pronounce my F's, my T's and my H's." He said, "Well, you can't say fairer than that." Did you know there are twice as many eyebrows in the world as there are people? Did you know that? It's true, yeah. I went out with Siamese twins once, you know. And my mate said to me, he said, "Did you get your leg over?" And I said, "Yeah." And no. So this guy comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder. I turn around. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry, mate." He said, "I thought you were someone else." I said, "I am," you know.
I went to the doctors. He said, "I've got some good news and some bad news." I said, "What's the bad news?" He said, "You're a homosexual." I said, "What's the good news?" He said, "I think I love you." Yes. Oh yes, well, hasn't it been a funny day? Don't you think so, a funny day? Well, it has been for me anyway. I mean, this morning I bought myself a brand new car. Yes, it's a convertible. Yes, the top doesn't go down, but the chauffeur does. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know, it's strange. It's a strange world, isn't it? I mean, we've even got women boxers now, haven't we? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the weigh-in? Those scales are wrong. Can you imagine? Oh dear. I said to her, I said, "Have you got any New Year's resolutions?" She says, "Yes, I'm giving up sex." I said, "You gave that up 2 years ago?" She said, "Yeah, only with you." Honest to God. Any Germans in? That war was terrible though, wasn't it? Hate that war. Do you remember the war? Terrible that. My mum always used to say to us, "If a bomb's got your name on, there's nothing you can do about it." I always felt sorry for Mr. and Mrs. Doodlebug down the road. Do you know what I mean? I did. Yeah. Exit signs. They're on the way out, aren't they? Aren't they? You know what makes my blood boil? Crematoriums. Do you remember in the 70s when all those pop stars were naming kids after their names? You know what I mean? You had like Zoe Bowie, didn't you? You know, Roland Bolan and all that, you know what I mean? It's a good job that Paul Anka didn't have any kids, isn't it? You know what I mean? Awesome. Yeah, that's it. Come on, loosen up a bit, yeah, have a good time, yeah. I did a gig the other night, I tell you, it was great. All the women were all drooling over me, yeah. Mind you, it wasn't a disability centre, so I don't know whether that counts. Come on, loosen up a bit, that's it. Come on, you can have a good time, yeah. Yes, I was an ugly child, yes. You wouldn't believe it, would you? Even my incubator had tinted glass. I was going to make a will out today, and then again I thought, no, life's too short. I said to the wife the other night, I said, "Would you like a nice romantic walk in the moonlight?" She said, "Yes, that'd be lovely." I said, "That's good, because it's your turn to take the dog for a walk."
Do you know those candles that you put on birthday cakes, and when you blow them out, they come back on? Well, there was a fire in the factory that makes them.
And never forget the first time I met Heather. You know, I said to her, I said, where have you been all my life? You know, she said, well, for most of it, I wasn't even born, you know.
Sorry. Did you hear about the gay Spaniard who wouldn't let a day go by? So sorry.
You know, I went shopping in Sainsbury's and bought a trolley for £1. It's been a good day for Bing. Ba 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 ba. I was living the life of Riley last week. I was, till the police came and took his credit cards off me. You know what I mean? Yes, I seen that John McEnroe the other day, yes. I said to him, I said, do you fancy doubling up? He said, yes. So I kicked him in the ghoulies. Oh, I don't know. She found a piece of paper in my pocket, the wife. She said, what's this? Linda? I said, oh yeah. I said, it's a horse. I said, me mates gave it me as a tip for the 3:30 at Newmarket. I said, you can throw it away, you know. Next day I came home, I said to her, I said, any messages? She said, no. She said, but your horse has rang up 3 times. No, because people say the strangest things, don't they? I mean, only last year I was going on my holidays on a plane, yeah. And the stewardess said, she said, if you think we're going to have an accident, she said, just put your head between your knees, silly person. I thought if I could do that, I'd probably be staying at home. Cut out the middleman. Yeah. Yeah.
So this little lad walks in on his dad having a bath, you know. He said to him, he said, what's that between your legs? His dad said, he said, it's a hedgehog. He said, oh, right. He said, it's got a big willy, hasn't it?
Ba 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 ba. Andrew Lloyd Webber went into McDonald's. He said, can I have a double Whopper? The guy said, okay, you're good looking and you make great records. Ba 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 ba.
I mean, some of the names those pop stars had in the 80s were so ridiculous. Fergal Sharkey, remember him? Fergal Sharkey? That sounds like something you get between your toes if you don't dry them properly. Imagine going to the chemist. I think I've got Fergal Sharkey again. That's okay, don't worry. I'll give you some Bon Jovi to put on it.
Honest to God, I got a phone call from BT this morning. They said to me, you haven't paid your phone bill. I said, I know, don't worry about it. I've placed it in a queue. Honest to God, cheeky sods, aren't they? You can always tell when you're getting bad at making love when you suddenly feel an ashtray on your back. That's great. She said to me, she said, you never take me anywhere. I said, come on, get your coat on, I'll take you for a coffee. I think she enjoyed it, you know. She's never been a blood donor before, you know.
Say, did you hear about the gangster who pulls up the back of people's pants? His name is Wedgie Cray. Ba 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 ba.
Oh, I don't know. I took it on holiday. I tell you what, the plane was that small, the pilot kept asking me to take my knees out of his back.
I'm sorry, I've got the devil inside me tonight. Well, it was somebody in a red helmet anyway. Yeah. Yeah.
So he gets to the hotel. She says, I like the long mirrors. She said, but this room's a bit tiny, isn't it? I said, we're still in the lift, you silly sod.
If all brand keeps one regular, how come they don't give it to bus drivers?
So we're signing the register at the hotel, and all of a sudden a cockroach walked right across the page. I said to her, I think that little bugger's trying to see what room we're in.
The sun may kiss the mountain pass, the dew may kiss the morning grass, the ruby lips may kiss the glass, but you, my friend, can kiss my...
Oh, I tell you, I'd never cheat with another woman though, you know. No, because I love my house, you know.
I found out yesterday that Chelsea would like to sign me up as a player, yeah. So I had to kick around with them for 45 minutes and at half time they pulled me off, which was nice. Better than a slice of orange, I thought. There was a time when football players used to pull each other's shirts. Now they just lift them. Yeah. Yeah.
I made love to the wife in the plumber's position the other night. You know what that is? You stay in all night and nobody comes.
Yeah, you look crazy, yeah. Come
on, loosen up a bit, have a good time, yeah. Here, you invented Tipex. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, come on, let's loosen up a bit. Just take it easy, yeah.
So this bloke came up to me with a bald head. He said, I used to be in the same class as you at school. I said, there was no one with a bald head in my class. He said, I'm thinking of having a transplant. What do you think? I said, well, I think you'd look stupid with a kidney stuck on top of your head. He said, every time I turn me back, I get kicked in me teeth. I said, well, you want to keep them in a different pocket.
So this off-duty fireman's riding along on his bike, you know. All of a sudden he's seen a house on fire, and this gorgeous naked blonde came running from it, you know. He said to her, he said, yeah, jump on. He said, I'll save you, you know. So she jumps on, you know. She said to him, she said, you're not very observant, are you? He said, what do you mean? She said, I've got no clothes on. He said, you're not very observant either. She said, what do you mean? He said, this is a girl's bike.